Have you been hiking or walking outside in your yard this summer and all of a sudden you saw the dreaded 3 leaves, and before you realized that they were touching your skin, or to horror, you saw that your kids were playing in them and you had no idea what to do to get that nasty poison ivy or poison oak off your skin before you had that nasty rash appear? Well, friends, stay tuned. I'm going to let you know, 1, a simple vinegar that you can always keep on hand that'll eliminate any poison ivy or poison oak rash. And 2, if you don't have a vinegar, what to look for in your area to also help eliminate that rash. Hello, my name is Amanda and I am from the Wild Herbal, and today we are going to make a vinegar with just a few simple herbs. You're going to need dried sage or fresh sage and plantain leaf, or also if you have jewelweed in your area, that would be a good herb too. And we're going to need some apple cider vinegar and a trusty scale if you have one, along with a mason jar. So we are using plantain and sage because these are herbs that help. Sage is an herb that essential oils help to alleviate the pain and the infection from a poison ivy or poison oak rash. And plantain and jewelweed are known as nature's erasers. So they also help with the inflammation and pain and taking away the poison ivy rash. Poison ivy, it is a leaf of 3, as well as poison oak, and they're all over the continental USA as well as in Europe. The reason you get a poison ivy rash or a poison oak rash is through the oil. So something really similar, if you are close to home, I'm going to show you how to make a vinegar to keep on hand in your house or in your hiking bag if you're out hiking, or in your car, to help you to spray on the affected area as quickly as possible to eliminate and break through that oil barrier so that you do not get a rash. So we're going to put this on our scale and we're going to press tare, and then we are going to add our sage, which I don't have a ton of sage, so we're just going to see how much we have. I have about 0.11 ounces of sage, and I'm going to put the rest, we're going to make it 1 ounce. So I'm going to fill the rest up with plantain until it reaches 1 ounce. Then I'm going to add 5 ounces of apple cider vinegar. So if I have 1 ounce of herb in my jar, and I'm adding 5 ounces, which that was 4, I'm going to add 1 more ounce. Because I had 5 ounces of apple cider vinegar and 1 ounce of combined herb with plantain and sage, that is a 1 to 5 tincture. Then I'm going to put a cap on this. You can turn your scale off at this point because you don't need it anymore. I just want to make sure that it's strong enough because I like it to be a 1/5 tincture. Then we are going to shake it up really well, and here you have it. We are going to store this in a dark, cool place away from sunlight for 2 weeks, and then we're going to strain it. The next thing we are going to do is put a label on it. You always want to label what you have because it is almost impossible to tell later if you're trying to figure out what herbs or what thing you made. So it's always important to have a label on it. So vinegar, sage and plantain vinegar, and I'm going to also put the date, which this is the 7th month of 23. So there you have it. I'm going to put this on top of my jar and we will store it away. Okay, so the second thing to look for is if you are in the middle of poison ivy or kids are in the middle of poison ivy, there are 2 nature erasers, which means it erases the poison, and that is plantain and jewelweed. So for the most part, anywhere that you see poison ivy, if you stop and take a look, you'll also see plantain or jewelweed growing in the area too. You're going to want to take plantain, you're going to want to crush it with a rock or squeeze it in your hand, and you're going to want to rub it all over the affected area. Now it's really important to know, because poison ivy works through an oil, that's how you get the rash and the oil sits on your skin. whenever you're taking that plantain leaf that's crushed or the jewelry that's crushed, you want to use as much friction as possible. So you're going to want to rub vigorously the plantain leaf all over your skin and every area that was affected, and that will eliminate the oil. So that is the second thing to do if you do not have a vinegar. So if you are close to home and you don't see any plantain or jewelry and you don't have a vinegar, the third thing that you could also do, it's not entirely 100% effective, but I like Dawn soap. It's not natural and I probably should be using something else, but we do use Dawn in our house. It does a very good job on grease. But even if you were to take Dawn soap and you're going to mix it in your hands and you're going to rub as much as you can, it is still not going to be effective unless you use friction. So you're going to want to take a cloth with the Dawn dish soap and you're going to want to scrub your skin as much as possible to get that away, and then you're going to rinse it very well. And if you have more than one cloth, that may be better. So if you have a cloth to do your arms and then maybe get another cloth to do your face or whatever area was affected. But if you decide to make this vinegar on hands, you're going to take this and you're going to strain it. If you need to know how to strain a tincture, you can look up here. So if you decide to make this vinegar, after you strain it, you're going to store it in a bottle. You can do it in a plastic bottle if it's something that's going to get bounced around in your car, or in a glass bottle. You're going to take this and you're going to spray it on your skin and you're going to let it set for a couple seconds, and then you can also take a rag or whatever else you have, and again you're going to scrub this off of your skin. Now we have poison ivy in our area and my kids have gotten into poison ivy and we have used this and it has been very effective. We've not had any major poison ivy rashes, which as a child I got a really bad poison ivy rash one time, so it is not something I ever want to repeat. And if that happens, there's a lot of other solutions to actually deal with the poison ivy rash, which you can do a homemade oatmeal bath, which if you do have poison ivy and you want to actually learn how to deal with the rash itself, let me know in the comments and that could be a video that we could also create, and I can walk you step by step of how to treat a poison ivy rash if you were not able to take care of it as soon as you got into the point. Interested in a printable of this recipe of what I did today, or in other printables that I have done in the past, you can click my link below and sign up for my newsletter for printables and also for different tips and tricks, and also when my videos are published on YouTube. But if not, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a really awesome summer and enjoy the beautiful weather wherever you're at, and get out and take lots of hikes. Thank you. Bye for now.